We were 3 days into the High Ridge Trail in the Adirondacks when I stopped sleeping. At first, it was just restlessness. It's no fun sleeping on hard dirt, with animals rustling outside and the wind constantly hitting the tent like a boxer's punch. But then I started hearing things I couldn't explain, like whispers just beyond the nylon wall of my tent. Footsteps that didn't belong to anyone I knew. Breathing that stopped the moment I moved to listen closer. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start with the last time everything felt normal. Will and I had been best friends since middle school. We'd made a pact years ago to do one real hike every summer. No cell service, no hotels, no backup plans, just us, the forest, and whatever nature threw at us. It was Will's idea, but I thought it would be fun. We set up camp beside a deep stream, roughly 20 miles from the nearest ranger post and a 5-mile hike from our car, which was parked at the nearest road. You see, most of the Adirondacks are only accessible by foot. The sun was setting behind the ridge, creating a beautiful view. We decided the sunset was the perfect time to stop and share a drink of whiskey. For the next few minutes, we passed a flask between us and argued about whether the Cubs or Yankees would win the World Series. Spoiler alert, it was neither. Then something happened. The last thing I remember clearly was the orange light flickering off Will's face. I remember the fire dying low. I remember zipping up the tent. I remember the sound of wind brushing through the leaves overhead. Then I remember waking up. It was the kind of dead silence that makes you sit up without knowing why. No crickets, no rustling, just stillness. Will was snoring beside me, curled into his bag like a hibernating raccoon. That's when I heard it. Voices. Not loud, not panicked, not even urgent, just soft. Right outside the tent. I held my breath while my entire body constricted like a snake. It was a girl's voice, high, maybe 10 or 11 years old. "We're cold. Please help us. We're lost," it said. Another voice joined her, a boy. "Let us in, just for a minute," he said. It's strange the tricks your mind plays when you're half awake. I didn't feel fear at first, just confusion. Kids out here in the middle of the night? Where are their parents? My first thought was that somebody's children had gotten separated from their hiking group. Maybe they'd wandered off. I unzipped the inner flap of the tent and peered through the mesh windows, but then I froze. 2 figures stood just beyond the fire ring. A girl and a boy, pale skin, dirty faces, clothes that looked at least a century out of style. They looked like they were on their way to church a long, long time ago. They weren't moving, though, just standing and watching. Sensing something was wrong, I whispered, "Are you okay?" The girl tilted her head in an unnatural way. "Please, let us in. We're cold," she said. My compassion nearly overtook my judgment. I was about to unzip the tent when something just didn't feel right. It wasn't the way they looked or moved. It was the way they didn't move. Not even the twitch of a hand or blink of an eye. It was like watching mannequins wait for a cue to act human. I reached for my flashlight and flicked it on. The beam hit their faces, and that's when I saw their eyes. But they weren't eyes. No white, just black, like oil slicks. I felt my stomach drop. Every hair in my arm stood up. I immediately nudged Will. "Wake up," I said, voice quivering. "Hey, wake up," I yelled. He grunted and rolled over. Before I could turn the light back toward the children, they were gone. No footsteps, no movement. They just vanished into the trees like they never existed. I didn't sleep the rest of the night, and in the morning, I found something worse. Tiny footprints in the dirt. Footprints of little feet wearing dress shoes. Some boys and other girls. There were dozens of them, circling the tent, as if they'd been walking around us all night. After I showed Will the footprints and told him what I saw the night before, we packed up and hiked out that day, both of us a little quieter than usual. But I haven't camped since that night. So please, take it from me. If you're ever camping in the woods at night and hear children in distress, don't leave your tent. And don't answer whispers in the woods, no matter how innocent they sound. But above all, please remember that they can only enter if you invite them.